them towards the stage. So I guess you can't really ask for too much when you got two characters in one, right?
Right. And from what I'm reading in the chat, it looks like LynZle actually went all Swordfighter before this, which tracks from the Liquipedia page that I looked at before the event started. It looks like a lot of a steady diet of me swordsman today. So it looks like this could just be a Ness specific thing. Again, totally get it, but here we go. Looks like we're getting into it, Rod.
That's right. Okay, tosses out the boomerang immediately, just kind of setting the pace here, looking to keep Ness out, which is definitely something you need to do. Man, I got to keep it a stack, man. When you play a swordy, obviously you have some very glaring advantages versus this little earthbound child with the swollen head. But on the opposite end of things, you know, most swordies are kind of combo food for Ness. You know, you get one in the air, you should be able to hit him a few times if you're playing either of the two earthbound characters. So definitely something to watch out for.
Yeah, the B button definitely putting in overtime in the beginning portion of this game.
Oh.
Our phones right there, and oh no, just like that, it looks like a buffered air dodge off stage. Despite doing a lot of damage and mostly from the side B from Pyra, it will be PSI Force that comes out on top. But the neutral B Flame Nova will absolutely eradicate that regular getup. So despite the SD. LynZle wasting no time evening things back up.
Absolutely, man. You really can't allow either side, especially coming into a tournament like this, to gain any momentum to even give them that type of mental clarity that they have an advantage over you or that you were down because you SD'd early. Take that stock as quickly and as proficiently as you lost yours and try to keep this thing close. And right as I say that, man, you know, it's just something about Pyra widening the gap, man. This character just hits like a ton of bricks. My brain, of all the years I've commentated and watched Smash, I don't understand her. I'm like, why is this character like this?
It's because you paid good money to get that sort of moveset, Rod.
You know what? I never thought of it that way. I'm woke now.
Ooh, there we go. Down air to the up air on the platform. Even on the platform, it's still not enough to kill just yet. And again, LynZle, there's really not much that PSI Force can do about the blazing edge, but there we go. The neutral air outright will kill right there. So again, a lot of damage built up from the side B and a couple of exchanges in neutral. And just like despite the SD, like we mentioned, LynZle has righted the ship in the second stock.
Yeah, looking very good here. Obviously, you know, like we said before, you can't allow an SD to really get to you. Oh my God, you can't let PK Fire get to you as well. You know, I mean, history has shown Ness lands that, and I don't care what Ness this is of any caliber. Casual, competitive, top professional, whatever, you get hit with PK Fire, you know you are in some real trouble. So kind of letting them off the hook there. There's the down throw. Not doing anything too out of the ordinary here with Pyra. And honestly, when you have the lead like this, there's no real sense in overextending. There's no sense in really getting too fancy. You know, you have obviously, you know, just large hitboxes. You're very strong, but you ain't that strong though. You might want to cool it versus Ness.
No. But again, LynZle adding on to this lead right now. PSI Force having a rough go trying to get in right now. There you go. That backer at least set things up. Ooh, nice early recovery right there from LynZle. And it looks like it was the up smash that will even out that stock right there. So one stock apiece for both players in this first game here, Rod.
There it is, man. Around the world is the way that yo-yo trick goes. And it's doing some good work here. I mean, 66%. Not the worst position to be in the world, especially looking at how well he puts on for Sen. But right as I say that, the boomerang comes back out and oh, you might be done. Yeah, goodbye. Wow. I mean, die before the announcer could even get the word game out. Good Lord.
Yes, sir. The Flame Nova once again being the trump card right there for LynZle, taking 2 out of those 3 stocks with the neutral B. And yep, listen, the move to Pyra, definitely not a bad move. Firm as that first game is going to LynZle.
Yes, sir. I was kind of half right too. You know, I was really banking on, because I'm always worried about how Ness deals with swordies. Of course, Ness off stage gets hurt by swordies. They obviously have the reach advantage on a character like Ness. But I was really more concerned about Mythra and how quickly that character can get to Ness off stage. And, you know, obviously doesn't quite have the strength Pyra does to KO him while he's way out there. But, you know, history has shown if you just keep repositioning Ness further and further away, keep resetting him off stage, you know, PK missile only goes so far. So, but didn't really need to see any of that. We really just kind of banked on the strength that is Pyra in that match. very odd in itself. You know, I'm just thinking of like an all-out slugfest and what Pyra really brings to the table. And I would almost think Ness kind of wants to play that game. Like Ness is like, you want to press buttons up close? I'm with that. All I do is jump in air and flick the C stick. I'm all about this, but I guess Pyra is just a little too overwhelming.
And as we see both players, you know, could potentially see a change in stage here, maybe a sort of bigger stage to give PSI Force some some different angles of approach. We could see a town and city here. We could see a smaller stage, like small battlefield. So looks like we're not going to be seeing a character switch here. Like we said, LynZle has a plethora of characters in their arsenal that they can choose to play here. But it looks like they are indeed sticking with. It feels rude just to even say Mythra. It's just that whole match was just straight Pyra.
Yeah, it's absolutely the Pyra show right here, and PSI Force just not really having what it took there in that last game to change the channel. Okay, walks the dog. Oh, and then gets the parry, but smart man to just kind of jump out of harm's way. You let Pyra get one hit on. Oh my goodness, walks the dog right at the ledge. Goodbye, my friend. And we've seen this match kind of play out the same way in the game number 1. LynZle loses that early stock. Is able to close it out very quickly, but the percent's vastly different, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to shut it down as quickly as he did in game 1.
Okay, able to get back to the ledge there, though. The rapid jab will provide a good amount of damage right there. You'll see that happen sometimes when characters get kind of locked at the ledge like that. You can see rapid jabs, potentially lock for a lot of damage. But LynZle continuing to fight back right now. PSI Force, trying to tack on as much extra credit as they can right now.
That's right. That's all you really can do. I mean, when you get a lead, especially versus a hard-hitting character like Pyra, you really have to, count your hits sparingly. You got to be very meticulous on how you decide to come in. I mean, of course, extra credit is the name of the game here. When you got the lead, oh my God, tosses out the Nova, please. Great situational awareness, man. We've seen him lose actually 2 of his 3 stocks in game 1 to that.
See PSI Force continuing to add on to this damage right now. Missing the sweet spot of the back air. I'm sure that definitely would have been enough to kill. And once again, misses. But the dash attack will clean up the mess. You definitely are hold your breath a little bit when your strong killing moves are hitting, but not getting the sweet spot. But PSI Force able to take that second stock there and has built themselves a pretty nice lead.
Yeah, most definitely. We're starting to see a different side of Ness that we don't really get to see like over in America. Ness is. The Nesses that we get to see are more kind of in your face, very aggressive, but it's stylized aggression. Like, it's not blind, like we're just pressing buttons. Of course, there is always a method to the madness. But we're starting to see, at least here from PSI Force, a more calm, cool, and collectedness. I mean, it could be attributed to the fact that he has the lead, of course. But I think here just, maybe just more mindful of where Pyra is. Obviously no need to trade. You're going to spend a lot of time in the air. She is a swordie, and she lays the sword down very well, and this is why I would imagine he was playing the slow game. But Pyra, she's awfully slow herself. She doesn't mind playing that at all.
We see the switch to Mythra come out, but again, immediately switching back to Pyra. You definitely want to hit as strong as you can. The Rogue F Smash coming through for LynZle, but again, able to get back to the stage due to the aid of Mythra.
Man, that's what I was kind of worried about. You do have a very small window of capitalization. You know what I'm saying? It's almost, you got to be there before you even know he's going to do the PK Thunder. But, I don't know if it would have made a difference had it been Pyra or Mythra. I just feel like he was a little late to the swing, and that's just a risk I don't know if I'm willing to take off stage. Because, like, dude, it's a 50. It's like either you hit him or you didn't. Because if you didn't hit him, he's going to hit you. So it's like, you sure you want to take that risk? But I guess he felt like today was the day to make that play. But PSI Force is going to put himself a point on the board here and keep this set close.
Yeah. Listen, you appreciate the attempt right there. And if you got that, the game's over. So that's where you really have to that's where you if you have the opportunity to run off stage against Ness, you got to do so. Now, obviously, compared to other sword characters, the Aegis don't have it as easy because they don't have a down B. So you definitely have to sweat a little bit harder when Ness is recovering at you. And listen, at that high percent, you either got the down air and you lose, or you go to an even game here. So rubber game here in the set. And so let's see who will come out on top in the second game. We could see I wouldn't be surprised if we saw PS2 for the whole set, Rod. I don't think the stage is really playing a huge factor into who's winning or who's losing here. So, we'll see. It is indeed LynZle's comic right here. So we'll see what happens.
For sure. And it looks like the Mii Swordsman is back. And yeah, I don't foresee the stages really playing much effect in how either of those two games wrapped. I'm with you on that, Koopa. I feel like it was more, both players kind of showing each other a lot of respect. We've seen a much more well and thought out version of those two characters played in the neutral than what we've seen in players and tournaments and sets prior. But we got quite the Mii Swordsman here.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot. What the heck? There's a lot going on here.
This is like me trying to put a last-second Halloween costume together or something.
Yeah, it's like cosplay me. Like, this is San Diego Comic-Con me right here, man. This is looking kind of wild.
The squid hat's a nice touch. That's definitely an underrated hat in the arsenal. But listen, this is fashion, man. I don't care what any of y'all say. But again, we are going here to Town and City, and yeah, like we imagined, it looks like the Chakram is going to be the side B of choice here, and a lot of what we saw, with the Blazing End with Mythra, with Pyra, we're probably going to see a lot of that here with the Chakrams, just to control space and really not let PSI Force get his hands on the Mii Swordsman.
Oh, most definitely. And after looking at the way, he played Pyra and Mythra in the last set, it makes sense, looking at the Mii Swordsman and how this character is being piloted. Obviously, it looks like they're much more comfortable, which, of course, is the biggest aspect of any matchup is just how comfortable you are at it. But on top of that, just, again, playing a little bit more slower. I am a swordy, but I think of all the swordsmen in the game and just sword wielders or weapon wielders, Mii Swordsman has kind of played the slowest, obviously just due to the mechanics. And just due to, oh my God, the neutral. There's the forward throw, though. Okay, we're going to do the PK Thunder. Yeah, we're just going to nair at the ledge because why the heck not? We're going to flick that C stick, and we're just going to keep Mii Swordsman off stage.
Yes, sir. But again, nobody's taking a stock yet. Both players getting a lot of longevity out of this first stock. You see PSI Force having a bit of a rough go trying to get out of the corner here. The back air will connect as the up air from LynZle just slightly is spaced here. So, we'll see how they go about it here. One solid hit will definitely take the stock for PSI for us. And there we go. Before I could even shut my trap, it gets it done.
He said, and you were saying, most definitely, man. And that's the thing about both these two characters. I like the way that both are being played right now. Some of these earlier percents. We all have seen what these characters can do. Probably more Ness than Mii Swordsman, but I feel like if you play against a Mii Swordsman once at a moderately high level, you've kind of played against a lot of them just in terms of like what needs to be done. You're going to see a lot of Tornado, you'll see a lot of Chakram. But what I'm getting at is that at some of the later percents, I'm almost a little afraid for Mii Swordsman. Just looking at reliable kill options, Ness kind of has them beat pound for pound. I got back throw. I got pretty much anything I press in the air when I jump. PK Fire can trap you into just about whatever else I want to do. But Mii Swordsman doesn't really quite have that luxury. So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out when we reach these darker red percentages.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a steady diet of the neutral B Tornado and the Chakram right now. Ooh, that PK Fire will connect at the ledge, but not able to get a follow-up. So got an air dodge, but again, not in position to get a good follow-up out of that. So right back to neutral. Ooh, good Lord.
Completely spaced on that. I forgot that was a thing. We talk about Min smash attacks being a reflector, but Ness was the first one. Let's keep it a stack. He kind of wrote the book. So yeah, reflecting the tornado back, certainly something to watch out for. Probably you don't want to have too much space here versus Ness. I mean, you do want to have enough, but you don't want to have too much space to where he has time to shoot that back at you. But no tornado reflection needed. We're just going to actually toss both of those dirty little earthbound shoes on the. What is that? It's like a cape of some sort. What is this thing? I don't know what Mii Swordsman just got a lot going on.
I'm pretty sure it's a mage costume, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it's like I came for the Lord of the Rings section at San Diego Comic-Con, but then I hit the Nintendo booth too, and I don't have a bag to put my hat somewhere, so I just gotta rock it. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, it's called fashion. Look it up.
You're right.
Again, it's a steady diet of projectiles coming out from LynZle, but still not able to get the strong follow-up. We've seen a couple of instances where PSI Force has gotten stuck on the platforms, and LynZle is just a hair off on the punish attempt with the up air. But again, the hard part with especially with like me swordsman's aerials, that they're the hitboxes are so narrow on them that you really have to be on point with things like up air and back air to be able to connect.
Ooh,
sheesh.
My goodness.
Can I get the license plate? My God.
My goodness, man. Just tossing the chakram out. We talked about special attacks KOing on Ness's behalf, but we obviously can't sleep on me swordsman as well. I mean, sure, a little late to the party, but better late than never, I suppose. The chakram is going to get it done at those later percents, but that was what I was kind of worried about. Oh my goodness. And yeah, that's just going to be enough to do it, man. Again, later percents, Ness obviously has some really reliable tools. I feel like me swordsman at top level, of course, we are banking on, matchup unfamiliarity. Which, oh my God, look at the picture down there. Boy, if you don't.
Oh man, I love the Miis so much, man. There's been so much strong Mii representation in the Smash World Tour, and I am here for it. That is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But again, nothing to take away from PSI Force. Listen, that matchup does not look like it's enjoyable. For Ness. Again, you already have issues getting around characters with disjointed hitboxes, and now your opponent's throwing chakrams and literally controlling Mother Nature at you. It definitely, it definitely does not lead for an enjoyable neutral experience. But they're able to get the job done.
Yeah, and it I wouldn't say effortless. I mean, it was certainly a valiant effort on both ends, but yeah, there was a job and the job was done. Now, into which effect it was done at, of course, is, we'll leave that one up to the speculators, but things were done. And I gotta say, me swordsman, as somebody who plays me gunner, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, this is a character that, of course, customizable. You could be feeling, one set one day, and then you could switch up the flow completely the next day, and you're obviously playing multiple different characters just throughout the week, because one thing I've come to find out with a lot of me mains of all sorts is that they're never the same person 2 weeks in a row. Like, something changes. Like, they'll either change a down B, or they'll change like the up B. They'll change something, and it's almost frustrating when you go up against a character like Ness, who pretty much has a lot of those options covered. Now, I'm not saying that the matchup is like a landslide victory, like 70-30 Ness. I don't, it's not that bad. But Ness, again, tangling in the neutral, button exchange, Ness has the advantage, and then kill options as well. But we are switching. This wasn't on the head-to-head Gimmer. What is going on here? I'm sure Gimmer's somewhere smiling, looking at this.
Yeah, insert that picture of SpongeBob reading through the book. Is it possible to use these words together in a sentence like that? But we are indeed here. Game 4 has led us to the Game & Watch from LynZle. So definitely not afraid of his counter picks here. And again, a matchup that's very popular in these Wi-Fi brackets. To see it time and time again, with players like Mythra and Best Ness, and other players of Ness that come to mind. And yeah, listen, you have to be so cautious, when you're touching most character shields. But Mr. Game Watch is out of shield options, still absolutely insane. So, we're gonna see a lot of combo opportunity come for LynZle here, with the up B. So we'll see how PSI Force can adjust to that.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's I love the up B options out of shield. It keeps a character like Ness off you and stops him from getting really handsy with you. Of course, the glaring difference, obviously, between Game & Watch and me swordsman is the weight. Game & Watch, of course, notoriously one of the lightest characters to ever do it here in Smash. But in that same turn of breath, of course, hits like a ton of bricks when they can get those attacks landed properly. Obviously the smash attacks, something very difficult to work with. We've seen how up smashes interact with some of the best moves in the game. Of course, being able to bucket PK Fire, PK Thunder, of course, and if you don't play your cards properly, hopefully PK Flash as well. But what I was getting to, and he kind of beat me to the swing right there with that wonderful turtle, is the offstage gameplay. It looks like he's much more comfortable going deep here on Ness.
Yeah, the Franklin back air will take care of that first stock right there for LynZle. So, listen, playing with the lead here, that's huge against Mr. Game & Watch, because Mr. Game & Watch is another one of those characters that can just shut down the pace of the game, because as long as LynZle is playing safe and not, hitting it, doing anything laggy on shield, he might not have much to worry about here. But again, it is Ness, and PSI Force has had a masterful display of the comeback in these couple of sets. So we'll see how he adjusts to this.
Yeah, I like this. You might get grabbed, homie. Okay, very smart to hold it that way. He gets himself a little bit of space, and swings the F. He's like, look, I need you out of here ASAP. Swung for the fence right there, unfortunately missed. But I like the gameplay that we're seeing here from LynZle. We're seeing a lot of bake, we're seeing a lot of just spacing, keeping Ness out. I know Ness probably all Ness mains at this point are probably like, let me get in here, let me figure out a way to put my hands on you because I want to back throw you as quickly as possible. But when you just keep doing like retreating back air, you're already meeting Ness halfway in the air and you're stopping him from jumping in on you.
Yes, sir. So here we go. You see PSI Force is kind of hanging on the platform, trying to find his way in on Mr. Game & Watch, but LynZle's just playing such a great defensive game right now, and the forward tilt will take that stock right there. That move is deceptively so strong. I know that move is very, very good, and it comes out very fast, but I feel like that move gets stronger every time I look at it, man. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's like, just have a seat, homie. I mean, it doesn't get much more powerful than that. When somebody tells you to have a seat, you better have it.
Nonetheless, though, we are on the doorstep of a Game 5 here, Rod, as LynZle's the switch to the Mr. Game & Watch has proven to be very fruitful here. He's really putting the hands on PSI for us right now.
Yeah, the button's up close too, man. Like being able to like toss out F smash twice in a row, toss out something really heavy, then spot dodge, or maybe not even spot dodges, like just toss out a tilt, like down tilt. That's very dangerous. I mean, right now we're seeing the chair, okay, tries to go deep there with the back air. I like the attempt, but not quite quick enough. We should see it. Yeah, okay, I was going to say sooner or later we're going to see it back. I mean, you're not going to be able to keep daring. Sooner or later, PSI Force should get hip to what's going on.
Yeah, death taxes and back throws from Ness, that'll kill you. It's bound to happen. Oh, no! Dropping a knowledge bomb on him right there, as that air dodge is going to get caught by the forward air. And listen, the character roulette has worked out so far, at least on this turn for LynZle, as the Mr. Game & Watch deep in the pockets will at least push it to a Game 5 here.
Yeah, and this could have been like a bit of a matchup, mix-up. I would be very unwise to think that these players aren't doing heavy amounts of research on one another. Sure, some of them have probably played, for years or, for long periods of time with one another. I mean, this is a very similar region that all these players are from, but I would think that with how much is on the line, any sort of advantage that you can use on the opposing side, you're going to use. And, I'm just going to say that don't be surprised if we see different characters than what we see on the head-to-head. I'm sure going into this, they probably did a lot of research, and they're probably like, okay, I know he's going to play these characters here. We're going to see a me swordsman, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let me switch it up and try something a little bit newer and just see if they've practiced for that. So, I like what I've seen there. I'm not I hate Game & Watch. I'm not a part of that bandwagon, but Game & Watch, of course, does have some very nuanced and some very odd things to him that makes him difficult to fight. And I can understand how frustrating he can be at times. But I think of what Ness brings to the table versus what Game & Watch can do to keep Ness out. I mean, that was just a fantastic display of how do I keep Ness at bay. Ness sure might be the better character depending on who you ask, but Ness has some weaknesses and I have some tools to exploit those. And I feel like we just seen that there.
That's the best Ness. He's in the chat. He's like, "Me's go back to Wii Sports," and that was very funny. Oh man, but yeah, listen, man. I agree. There's definitely some nuances. It's like to do fighting characters with Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. Game & Watch doesn't play Smash sometimes. It's very difficult. I know G-Pick, commentator, colleague, and local Game & Watch main in his neck of the woods is constantly expressed on Mr. Game & Watch. You have to play him on like his own turf. So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see here. It's the pick to Game & Watch was definitely a surprising one, but it definitely paid off in spades right there. My lord.
Yeah, for sure. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Sometimes it's okay to switch the flow up. It forced PSI to, I'm not saying he's not thinking, but he had to think a little bit more on how he decided to approach, just given how the last two matches with me Swordsman and Pyra and Mythra, there's a very specific way you fight the swordies. Even me, swordsman, in that ballpark. But Game & Watch, of course, on a very different end of some type of character spectrum. I don't even know where Game & Watch really sits in comparison to most characters, but it's vastly different than the majority of the cast. And getting it after fighting a certain type of way is one thing, but getting it at this level is a completely different story. So big shout out to LynZle for being able to just stay diverse as always. But I'm sure PSI Force, of course, is not done. It's not going to go quietly into the night. I would imagine, adaptation is just going to be key here for them.
I gotta say, I love how we go from the arena theme of Gangplank Galleon into the match theme of Gangplank Galleon. That is that is some seamless transition right there, man. That is the magic you don't see behind this here in the Smash World Tour. But here we go. Game 5 going to be happening on small battlefield here. And again, it's looking like shades of that 4th game, Rod. PSI Forces does not have any answers to LynZle's Mr. Game & Watch.
No, not at all. I just think Game & Watch has the ability to kind of negate the way Ness wants to play up close. I don't mind Ness actually played any type of way. Like, I think Ness makes for a great viewing experience. Getting up close, he has great buttons. I mean, anybody that knows Smash at any level knows that. Of course, Ness definitely brings the hype. Playing the slow game too doesn't hurt. We've seen that in game 1 and game 2 here from PSI Force. But the fact of the matter is that, Ness certainly has a game plan. And there aren't very many characters in the game that kind of shut that down. There's a couple characters that might be able to, make it a little bit more difficult. But Game & Watch certainly has some tools that really makes Ness's life hell. And, being able to toss out back air and just keeping Ness out of your airspace really shuts down a good percentage of his neutral, because what makes Ness dangerous is how he jumps in on you. Forward air, short hop nair, being able to nair out a shield. Just his aerials are so devastatingly powerful, and he is just not letting him have any fun.
Just like that, only about 20% separating the two right now. But if you're LynZle, you're definitely, on red alert right now. Again, Mr. Game & Watch, not known for his durability, although we have seen some surprisingly deep stocks, for Mr. Game & Watch. Not just in this match, but in a lot of online matches in general. And again, the F tilt comes out so fast, man. Like, that move is devastatingly strong at the ledge. And just like that, 2 count coming out, still not going to die to the back throw yet.
What is going on? I'm about to say, where are you? Where are you? Bro, like, because you have like a subconscious time in your head of like how long characters can stay up there versus when they need to come down. And I'm just like, yeah, Coop. Hey, where's Game & Watch? Where have we seen him?
Yeah, big parry to platypus energy. Just like, it's like, hey, where'd he go? Oh, there you are.
There you go, man. But there, that last stock just went, man. Very smart to keep this thing even though I know it's probably a struggle on both sides. I mean, of course, Ness is a powerhouse, very, very tough character, very strong as well, too. I mean, we're going to see possibly a point in time here where you see a lot of hits being exchanged here between Ness and Game & Watch, and you don't even begin to realize that, we've been trading a lot, but all these trades really go in your favor, Ness. Like, I'm looking at, like, us kind of entering these darker red percents, and, yeah, we've traded a bit, but all you got to do is back throw me. All you got to do is it's a few things to me where I still have to kind of not say, maybe work harder than Ness, but, you need that setup into something where Ness just really needs, like, oh, I got dash attack. I can, beat you to the swing in the air, that type of stuff.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you see dash attack starting to be, mixing way more here for PSI Force as, LynZle just trying to get something generated here, able to, gain some ledge control here with the, oh my God, no, not a 9 hammer.
Man, I would like to see it in my Monique voice. I would like to see a hammer. Show me the hammer. I like a, just mix it up a little bit, man. Bring the hype. But I mean, all jokes aside, I think this match, obviously, just being on the Smash World Tour, definitely builds for a very hype experience. And just looking at the deep pockets here of LynZle, I mean, that's certainly something to marvel at. It's not every day you can get players that can play not only this many characters, but on the spectrum of just characters in a game, this many different types of characters. I mean, sure, you played 2 swordies or whatever that me swordsman was swinging around, but Game & Watch here, this is a completely different beast, and I think PSI Force is certainly starting to feel that same sentiment here start to set in. I would, imagine that as much respect as both of these 2 characters are showing here, or both of these 2 players are showing, we're reaching that 2 minute and 15 second mark here. Somebody's going to have to, get into the thick of things here and quick, man. Who's going to break?
I was just gonna say, we're nearing the 2-minute mark here. Time is definitely, I feel like, on the table here for both these players, Rod. So we'll see here. Again, Mr. Game & Watch does have that durability aspect of him to where he might, get caught by, a rogue smash attack or something strong from Ness and, potentially die very early in the last stock. But right now, it's looking like time could very much be a factor here.
Yeah, and I think both of them are well aware of that. Oh my God, probably more LynZle than anything else. Goes deep with the back air and is going to close it out. But I got to really give it to PSI Force, kind of switching up the tone and the pacing of things. I mean, sure, not staying so much in game and watch his face for obvious reasons. I don't want to get up special out of shield. But you really utilizing these platforms and, the air mobility to his advantage. Okay, one stock apiece here. Percent's telling a slightly different story. I'll take some of that fire. Thank you, good sir. I might have to use it against you later. Oh! Okay, I forgot.
God.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Oh. I mean, it's a thing, but it's not a thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, missing the edge guard right there. Ness was without any resources forced to PK Thunder back to the stage. So, again, we're less than a minute on the clock here. Oh, no! Jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, cooking up that good stuff right now.
That's right.
Oh, no.
The right grease.
Yeah. Okay, we're nearing the 30-second mark. PSI Force is gonna have to go something crazy, and instead it is the chair. You may take a seat, sir. As in 5 games, LynZle, breaking out all the stops here. Again, reaching down in deep with the pocket change to pull out the Gamer Watch, and that's what wins him the game wins him the set. Excuse me, in 5 games here, Rod.
Most definitely. I like the fact that we got to see